Union Broadcast Center. I'm your GoLocal Live host, Rachel Nunes, here with Don Boehner, owner of Copacetic Jewelry here in Providence. Welcome to the program. So you're located right around the corner here.
Right around the corner.
Hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, I've been around for 33 years. I was in the arcade for 23 years, and then it closed. And then I found a place right over here on Peck Street, right nearby, so I could move everything over there pretty quickly.
Quick move.
Yes, and I carry about 100 artists in the store. About 25 are local people that make things at home and bring them in on consignment. And I do a lot of repairs. I fix things that other people don't fix. I fix fine jewelry, silver, costume jewelry, things like that.
What kind of repairs do you generally make?
Usually it's, well, I can't say it's even usual because people know that I do unusual things, and so the word gets around and they bring in things that you wouldn't think anybody would even bother fixing. But more precious than gold, as the saying goes, is the sentimental value that people have with jewelry. So
absolutely.
I'll pretty much try to fix anything.
Great. And so do you make any of the jewelry yourself?
I used to, but I had a pretty major burglary in the arcade. I lost the whole store in 2006, and I lost the rest of the things that I made in 2 more burglaries over here on Peck Street. So,
Very unfortunate.
But luckily I have a passion for fixing things, so I'd rather do that than make something new.
It is very gratifying to make something whole again, that
Absolutely.
especially when someone else can't.
Yeah,
to be that,
people have
that one
things
person who can fix it.
People have things that are very precious to them, like a little bracelet right there.
True. I brought in this bracelet just the other day, and here it is right here, little copper bracelet, and I brought it in, and he made it look beautiful and new again. So.
And now I've coated it,
Absolutely.
so maybe it'll stay that way.
And it'll stay that way now.
Well,
so many thanks to you.
I'm going to check back and make sure it works.
So what got you into jewelry making? It's not really something you can go to college and major in jewelry.
I had a friend that paid a lot of money to go to college for it.
Oh, so it is a college program.
It is wherever he went. I forget where he went. It was a lot of years ago. And I lived up in the mountains with a bunch of people, and he would make his jewelry, and I would look over his shoulder. And he told me, which ended up being true, that all you have to do is learn how to solder, and pretty much then you can make anything that you want. And he paid a lot of money to go through all these other things, the history of jewelry and all this, and he just learned how to solder, and I learned from him and started making things.
So when did you first learn?
That was 1970. Yeah, and I'd take a little piece of black velvet and go to the University of Colorado and put it out with all these little rings on it and sell to the students, and got a little store there. And then I stopped doing it for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. And then I picked it up again.
Well, we're very glad that you did. What would you say is your favorite, back when you did make things, what was your favorite thing to make?
I like to make like little silver rings, just really neat little designs that you could wear. And I made all kinds of paraphernalia because that was the drug days in Boulder, and I guess now it is again. But anyway, I'd make pipes out of silver and put stones on them and everything. So there were a lot of fun things that I made.
It sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like there's really a lot of, especially with more artistic jewelry like that, you just make whatever you feel like, which is pretty fun.
A lot of the artists that I had when I opened up the store back in 1985 that were RISD students, I still have their work because they're always reinventing themselves. You don't always have to get new artists because they're always making new things. So that's
really cool the way it supports the community that way, and local artists. You can help promote their work.
And I've been on gallery night ever since it opened, so that's a nice thing to have where people go around to all the different galleries. So
that's really cool. And so what would you say to someone who's, let's say, considering a gift or maybe an engagement ring? What would you say to convince them, go with the handmade, go with locally sourced as opposed to your run-of-the-mill jewelry chain store?
Luckily, when they come in, they can see that, oh, this isn't just expensive things, like let me impress whoever I'm buying a gift for with something expensive. And they know, and I always say, that you get them something that's unique and it's appreciated a lot more than something that's just expensive. You get something really personalized. So they love supporting artists. So it kind of has worked out. And a lot of things, the online has ruined so many businesses, but luckily I have unique enough things that they can't go online and find them. So.
That's true, because especially like places like Etsy, you can find pretty much anything you want with the right keywords, I guess, especially when it comes to jewelry and handmade crafts like that. Would you say that's had a big impact on local stores like yours?
Well, it's made it so they can go there and see things, but there's nothing, and to many people it's still true, they need to try it on, they need to look at it, they
That's
need to
true.
feel it, and so luckily they can do that in my store.
That's true. Jewelry is a very personal
Yeah.
thing, and you
Yeah.
never really know till you try it on.
And many people come in to buy gifts, and I just tell them to look around and see what looks like the person that they're buying for, because they'll look around, and then they'll go, oh, I want that. And it's like they know right away what looks like the person.
So in your store, you'll notice there's cases of fascinating jewelry everywhere, but there's also a lot of other seemingly random things. You have your wall of clocks, you have some travel type knickknacks. What?
And a lot of gadgets.
Yeah, what's
and
the
toys.
selection process for that?
And I tell people, and it's true, I've got to control myself because I like gadgets and toys. And so I don't want to become a gadget and toy store with some jewelry, because if I do it too much, that's what'll happen. So, I have things like toilet lights and faucet lights and slinkies and pens and
Things you never knew you needed.
Right, and people always have somebody else to buy something for, so they come in and they go, "Oh man, I'd like to get this for my child," or whatever it is.
And so the name Copacetic, where does that come from?
There's even debate about where it comes from. Some people say it's a old colloquialism, be from the 1930s, from Bojangles or whatever, that everything's copacetic, everything's cool, everything's fine.
I think it describes your shop very, very well. Everything's fun and cool there.
I try to keep it that way. Yeah.
So how many local artists did you say you have right now?
About 25.
And
there's some people that I haven't even seen for 15, 20 years that have money in their file, because I always give them cash and put it in their file, and I can't contact them, I can't find them on Facebook, and I'm amazed that people just leave things and leave. But
forget that they...
But I keep the money in the file because I know if I spend it, they'll come walking in. And so it's like I just kept it there over the decades.
You never know who'll come back.
That's right.
So what would you say has been if there's a standout of the biggest repair you made, or the most dramatic improvement?
Gosh.
Is there a standout?
Well, it stands out for people that come in with something precious.
Of course,
and somebody else might look at it and go, why even bother fixing that? But to take it and make it all better again, and they pick it up, and to have them look at it and go, oh, thank you, because my mother passed away, and she left me this, and it was broken, and then I felt so bad, and now you fixed it, and so
it really is.
Those are really the precious.
It's a great feeling to be able to help people in that way. I know when you fixed mine, it made my day.
There you go.
It was just a quick little buff, but made my day.
Good.
So what kind of tools do you use besides to do your work?
Well, let me just grab this camera, walk around the corner, and I'll show you my back room, because it's got all these different, I've got
bits
these
and
rotating
bobbles.
things with it, and somehow I know where things are. I might not remember somebody's name when they come in, but I'll know where a certain thing is to fix something in my back room. So it's quite a repair shop in the back.
I'm sure it is, and that's always the best way to do it is, well, I know it's in here somewhere, and if I get rid of it, then I'll need it.
That's right. That's a hoarder's philosophy.
True, there's a fine line. There's a fine line. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you'd like to share about your store or what you do besides come check it out for yourself? It's a truly unique experience.
Yeah, and just that I'm there, and I don't really advertise, so people can discover me. So,
can people make purchases online?
They can, and they can go online and look. Mostly on Facebook. I post the pictures on there. Of what I have.
Well, check it out. Copacetic Jewelry, right around the corner here in Providence. Thanks so much for being with us today, Don Boehner, owner of Copacetic Jewelry. Thanks so much. We'll be right back here in the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm your host, Rachel Nunes.